Hello there, boys and girls, and welcome to It's a Shaw Thing. I'm your host, Rob Shaw, talking some college football, getting ready for another exciting weekend, and it could all start at the top once again. Last weekend, of course, Oklahoma, then ranked number 1, lost to Texas. This time around, Texas will host number 11, Missouri. Texas, of course, now the number 1 ranked team in the nation. Now, last time these two teams met, it wasn't even close. 51-20, of course, back then, a couple years ago. Vince Young was the quarterback, the big man on campus for Texas. As for Missouri, no one even heard of Chase Daniel. These days, everyone knows about that strong throwing quarterback for the Wildcats. Well, this will be interesting, and as far as momentum, no question who has it. It has to be Texas. They had that big win against Oklahoma. On the other side of it, Missouri is coming off their first loss of the year. It came to Oklahoma State. Plenty of offense in this one. Texas has scored at least 38 points in every single game so far. Missouri also known for their offense, but when these two teams meet, it's going to be about who could force the turnover, who could limit the opposition. Home field advantage will come to play. I think Texas will prevail in this one and remain number 1 for a second week in a row. Next up, let's talk about the SEC, and once again, I am honored to discuss the Vanderbilt Commodores. Now, yes, they are off their first loss of the season. That came to Mississippi State, a little bit of a surprise there. They are still on the road, but they're playing at Georgia, who is ranked 10th in the nation. Last time they visited Athens, they won on a field goal. It was actually homecoming for Georgia, not a homecoming to remember for sure. The Vanderbilt Commodores are not a team loaded with talent by any means. You can't say that about Georgia. They have plenty of talent. They got Noshawn Marino on the ground. Matthew Stafford, once again, their leading quarterback. Definitely a team that could put up some big numbers. However, injuries have certainly decimated them. That might explain why they're no longer in the top 3. They did lose to Alabama, losing that opportunity. But they still have a chance out there for a national title. The cocktail party will be big, but of course it all starts this weekend. Can they defeat the Vanderbilt Commodores? Last year at Vanderbilt, they won by a field goal, so this game is known to be tight. Field goals have decided the last couple. It'll be a tough one. In order for Vanderbilt to win, they will have to play the perfect game, and their defense is going to have to be very strong. I don't think they have it in them. Expect the Georgia Dogs to rout them and go on and play in the cocktail party, perhaps deciding who's going to win the SEC title when they go against the Florida Gators. All right, next up, you're probably wondering, what upsets do I have to predict? I'm not going to be all that risky this weekend. I've got a couple of games I think will be decided with the underdog winning, but these teams are barely in the top 25. Pittsburgh at Navy. Navy's got plenty of momentum. They've won 3 in a row. They got off to a bad start. They lost 2 of their first 3. But since then, as I said, they've won 3 in a row. Momentum's in their favor. They're playing at home. They have the gimmick offense. I like them a lot in this one. I think Pitt will fall. Next up, I think you look at Cal and Arizona. Both teams coming in perfect 3-0 at home. Problem is, one of them has to be on the road, and for them, it's going to be Cal. Cal will be on the road in this one. They're not going to be able to do it in my mind. They did win last year big time, 45-27, but this time around playing against the Wildcats on the other side's turf, it's going to be a little too tough for them. Expect them to go down. They're barely ranked, by the way, 25th in the nation. Perhaps Arizona, if they pull off the victory, will be ranked 25th next week. Well, my friends, that's It's a Shaw Thing for now. We'll talk plenty more college football next week. Also, you'll get your fantasy football preview coming up tomorrow in our tailgate right here at opensports.com.
So you think you can tackle a pro? There's only one way to find out. Click on fantasy at opensports.com.